The front door slammed, the sound sharp and final like a gunshot. My heart lurched. I could still smell her perfume, lavender and smoke, hanging in the air, mocking me with its fading sweetness. A suitcase sat open on the couch, half full, her clothes spilling out like spilled secrets. "Emma," I called, voice cracking. "Please just talk to me." No answer. Only the creak of the floorboards as she moved through the hallway. Deliberate, steady, done. My throat burned. I knew this moment was coming. The distance, the silences, the way her laughter stopped reaching her eyes weeks ago. It had all been leading here. But knowing doesn't make it easier when love is dying right in front of you. I followed the sound of her heels into the bedroom. She was standing by the dresser, shoving folded clothes into her bag. Her eyes were swollen, but her movements were precise, controlled. Like she'd practiced this moment 100 times in her head. "You don't have to do this," I said softly. Her voice broke when she answered. "Don't I? Because I can't keep pretending, Nathan. I can't keep living with someone who..." She stopped. Her lips trembled, then pressed shut. "Who what?" I stepped closer. "Say it." Her hands froze over the drawer handle. "Who lied to me?" she whispered. The words hit me harder than I expected, though I should have known they were coming. She turned around, eyes glassy, but blazing with something beneath the pain. "You told me you were working late last Friday. That you were at the office until midnight." I swallowed hard, chest tightening. "I was." "You can ask." "Don't." Her voice cut through mine like glass. "I saw your car parked outside the hotel. Room 207. The same place you and I stayed for our anniversary last year." The floor seemed to tilt beneath me. I tried to breathe, but air felt heavier than guilt. She knew. The truth hung between us, thick, choking. "It wasn't what you think," I started. "Emma, please. Let me explain." "Explain," she scoffed. "You want to tell me that woman was just a friend? That you somehow ended up in the same hotel room by accident?" I could see the tears gathering in her eyes, threatening to fall, but she blinked them back like she refused to give me the satisfaction. I wanted to tell her everything, that the woman was Claire, my business partner, and yes, we met there, but it was about the deal, not about us. That she'd kissed me once, that I pulled away. That I hated myself for even being in that situation. But explanations don't erase what they destroy. "I didn't sleep with her," I whispered. "I swear." Emma let out a dry, bitter laugh. "Do you even hear yourself? I trusted you. I defended you when people said you were distant. I believed in you even when I stopped believing in myself. And you..." Her voice cracked, and for the first time, she sat down on the edge of the bed, shoulders trembling. I moved closer, helpless, my chest aching. "Emma, please. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have met her there. But it wasn't an affair." She didn't look at me. "You think betrayal starts with sex," she whispered. "It starts when you hide. When you choose someone else's company over mine. When you stop being honest." Her words sliced through me. 'Cause she was right. The silence that followed was unbearable. The hum of the ceiling fan, the faint sound of rain starting outside. It all pressed in, suffocating. I knelt in front of her. "I love you. That hasn't changed." She shook her head. "Love isn't enough. Not anymore." And just like that I knew she meant it. She stood, zipped the bag and turned toward the door. Something inside me broke. I couldn't lose her. Not like this. Not over one night, one mistake, one stupid decision that I'd replayed in my head 1,000 times. "Wait," I said, voice hoarse. She paused, hand on the doorknob, shoulders rigid. "I need to tell you something," I said, heart pounding. "Before you go." Her silence was permission. Barely. I took a breath that felt like swallowing fire. "I'm sick, Emma. I've been hiding it because I didn't want to burden you. I found out 2 months ago. It's my heart. My cardiologist says it's bad." Her hand slipped from the doorknob. Slowly she turned around. "You're lying," she said softly, but her voice wavered. "I wish I was," I whispered. "That night with Claire wasn't about her. I needed her signature to close the deal that covers my surgery. I couldn't tell you because I didn't want you to stay out of pity. Tears finally fell from her eyes. Why wouldn't you tell me? Because I didn't want to see that look on your face. The one you're giving me right now. She took a shaky step forward, the suitcase forgotten on the floor. Nathan, I was trying to protect you, I said. But I ended up losing you instead. For a long time, neither of us moved. Then she crossed the room, knelt beside me, and cupped my face in her trembling hands. Say it again, she whispered. That you didn't sleep with her. I didn't, I said, staring straight into her eyes. Something in her broke then. Not anger, not sadness, but the dam of everything between us. She pulled me into her arms, sobbing into my shoulder. I could feel her shaking, her heartbeat slamming against mine. After a moment she whispered, almost inaudible, "You idiot." I almost smiled through the tears. She pulled back just enough to look at me. "You should have told me." I was scared. Her voice softened to a whisper. "Then don't ever hide from me again." And then she said it, the 3 words that made her stay forever. "I'm not leaving." They weren't a promise of forgiveness. They were something deeper. A vow to face what was broken instead of running from it. She cancelled her flight the next morning. Moved my things back from the guest room. She came with me to every doctor's appointment, every late-night panic attack, every quiet moment where fear pressed too close. I don't know if she ever fully forgave me. Maybe she didn't have to. Sometimes love isn't about perfect trust. It's about what survives after it's shattered.